Hello everybody, my name is Lictor24 and welcome to another video on the channel. Again, apologise for both the audio quality and my own voice. Just still struggling to get over all the bugs and that have gone around on the Christmas holidays. I mean, every time I think I'm over one, I'm reintroduced or introduced to another one. I've just been in a constant state of being semi-ill for the last month and a half. It's really getting annoying. But anyway, welcome to the video. Today I'd like to talk about one of the biggest, if not the biggest, pitfalls in the hobby I think exist. Now, I was at work last night. I do work night shifts, and I was just going over in my head all the stuff I've still got left to build and paint, because as we know, Christmas has just come and gone, and the time of recording is January, middle of January, and I was thinking about all the stuff I got for Christmas. Now, I did ask for quite a lot of Warhammer for Christmas because I do have quite a bit of free time, and it's something that helps me relax, painting and the construction and whatnot. Like I said, well, I'm not a very good painter, but I find that quite relaxing, just sitting down, painting through some miniatures. And I was just going through all the stuff I've got. I picked up quite a bit of stuff for Genie Steel Cult and 2 Screamer Killer Khan effects from my Tyranid Force, and I've still got, I'd say, at least 98% of them to do. I've still got to build one particular model. A friend of mine got me a Goliath Rock Crusher from Genie Steel Cult, so I haven't even opened it yet, just because I want to save that until I'm ready for it. And I was thinking to myself, one of the biggest pitfalls of this hobby, I feel, is when you acquire too much stuff, and you build it, it's great, and you may even base paint it, rattle can spray it, that's fantastic, and then it just sits there forever and ever and ever, and it just doesn't get painted. It's happened to me before. Excuse me. I can remember on my old Tower Army, I got quite a bit, loads of dudes, and I base painted them all, got them all built up, but they never ended up getting painted. Never ever. I think I put anything and painted like 1 or 2 battle suits, and that was it. And it was so disheartening, because when you're taken by the mood to paint, and I feel it comes in waves, for me anyway. I could be sitting down and be thinking, you know what, I really fancy painting a model, and I go to where the models are, and I pick one up and paint it and just get on with it. Because I'm the kind of guy that I don't batch paint unless it's with gaunts, because gaunts they're super easy. I mean, you can batch paint a gaunt. I say super easy. I can batch paint a box of gaunts in a week, but that's just me, and that's how long I take. But when you've got more intricately designed models, like for instance these new Genie Steel Cultist guys, they're much more complicated to paint than gaunts, in my opinion, just because the amount of detail on them, the amount of different colours going on. I mean, as far as I'm concerned, my gaunts are just like red and sepia wash and a bit of dry brushing, and that's it. Like I said, that gets it to a standard I'm happy with. But these cultist guys, the amount of detail I'm on so much, I like to try and take my time with them to get them looking as good as I can, and that draws out the process by a long way. Like I think it'll take me. I did one guy all of last week, and I've managed to speed that up. I've done one guy so far this week, and it's only Tuesday. But like I said, I reckon I might be able to push out maybe one more guy this week, maybe 2, and that's in a total of 2 weeks. I've managed to paint 3 guys. That's what I'm saying. You can't be thinking about when you acquire too much stuff and it just never ends up getting painted. And it is a real problem, because, like I said before, it can be so disheartening to see all those unpainted models and just see the amount of work stretching out before you. Because a lot of people do get quite overexcited, I feel, and think that don't appreciate how much time it takes to make a model, to paint up a model and make it look good. I mean, to be fair, that is subjective to the person you are. You might be an amazing painter, and you might be able to bash out a load of models in no time at all. That's fair enough. But I think for people getting into the hobby in particular, going going in all in too fast could end up being quite detrimental. You just feel overburdened by the amount of work to do, and then you go into, like, say, your local gaming store and you see all these lovely, these amazingly painted armies sometimes, and you think to yourself, well, my army doesn't look like that. You know, you might not want to play it because it's not painted. Obviously, that's again a subjective term. You might not care, but like I said, one of the one of the biggest pitfalls is just building up a collection of models and just not getting them painted. Now, I feel there's two main ways to deal with this. You can either be the kind of person who is disciplined enough not to bulk buy stuff. And I know sometimes you get given them as gifts, but I find that if you just leave them in the box, leave them outside and out of mind, then it doesn't really affect you so much because they're not there, if you get what I mean. So you can be the kind of person that just that buys one thing and doesn't do anything else until they're all done. Take your time with it, make sure it's finished before you move on to your next purchase. That's fine. Or you can be the kind of dedicated person who will just sit down and hammer out that painting. And I feel the latter is definitely harder than the first one. Latter first? Yeah. It's definitely a lot harder. And like I said, it's an easy trap to fall into. I mean, I've seen one or two of my friends just build up a large collection of models, and they're just not painted, and you can tell that they're getting a bit disheartened by it because come down for a game. I make a point, so I've got me and a few of my other friends make a point of trying not to play models that aren't painted, because when you put them down, you like everything to look the part. You've got your scenery painted, you've got your nice board, you want everything to look right. I mean, if you actually dying, I'm not saying I've never done it. I mean, when I first got my X-Treme, I played that one. It was just based and washed, but you can't beat the feeling of playing fully painted army, because the time investment and the effort that you've put into the army really pays off then. And I know that's when you purchase something, this is just general, true people all over, when you get something new, you do get a little bit of a kick out of it. I don't know what the chemical is. I think it might be dopamine or something like that, but you do get a little bit of a pick-me-up from purchasing new things, and some people can get used to that. But I find the internal reward for finally finishing a model and putting it down with all your other stuff and just seeing your collection grow steadily, it's just infinitely more rewarding than just that little kick you get when purchasing something new, because that comes and goes. It's a fleeting feeling, but the satisfaction of just like looking over all the stuff you've done and the time you've put into it, it's infinitely better, infinitely more rewarding. So as a new year, a suggestion, a bit of advice to people who do have a big backlog, or people who are new to the hobby: try and be restrained. What you've got it might take you a couple of weeks, it might take you a couple of months. It took me, when I first got the Overkill box set, it took me months to finally paint all that. Months and months. That's no joke. I mean, Overkill was the box set of the G-Steel Cult was first introduced. I think it took me almost a year to kind of get around to painting that. And I regret it, because looking at my expanding force of G-Steel cultists now, I mean, I'm happy with the way they're turning out, and you know, it makes me feel good. So, new players, existing players, a lot of stuff. Take your time. There is no rush. I know GW will keep rolling out new and shinier things to try and take that money out of your wallet, and you want to give them your money. I've been there as well. When the new G-Steel Cult trailer dropped, I was like, shut up GW, take my money, you've got it. But be restrained enough to finish what you've got before getting new things. Have the strength and willpower just to sit down and get that painting done to the standard that you like, because the reward at the end of the day is well worth it. When you turn around and you see all your hobbies spaced out there, all painted, all finished, it's worth it. Anyway, that's it for today, guys. Sorry about, again, my voice and the audio quality. It's a 1-2 punch of poor recording equipment and a cold, but you know, hopefully it'll get better in time. My cold and, you know, my recording equipment, fingers crossed. But yeah, that's it for today. Thanks for listening, guys. I'll catch you next time. See you later.